Okay, well, I will need to somehow share it with her, so maybe you could text me.
Okay, I'll write it down.
Right.
She needs
I
a
think
Google.
I can text it to any email, Google or not Google will work.
She has an email.
Okay. Then
It's on the paper I gave you, Mister.
Okay, good. Right. Now, let's create a file for you and then I will tell you what I want you to do now.
Okay.
We'll be done with the logistics. New document. Ella. When is your birthday, Ella?
December 9th.
Oh yeah, you're almost like my daughter. Okay, so this is your dog, right?
Yeah.
Let me show you, for example, Jamie. This is another student of mine, and this is her dog. It starts with a grumpy cat that tells her what she has to do. You don't have to have a grumpy cat, but typically...
We saw her yesterday.
Right.
She talked about her grumpy cat.
Right. So, in the beginning of the file, they may or may not be a red stuff. The red stuff is ongoing problems if I will find any with you. Okay? And then under, I will have stuff that comes from today's lesson, like what's today, Monday, May 20, right?
Yeah.
May 20, 2019. Let's make it big so it's all clear and nice. Nice. Okay. Now, we will have some names and some nameless exercises for you, but it will be pretty clear. I have also a pile of music for you. It will take some time, and I'll explain what I need you to do.
Okay.
You are 9 now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Students that are not crowded but strong and smart usually associate themselves with the technique classes that I teach there and try to beat them. I have a Chinese girl from Canada, actually. She came to me from Toronto, and she's been with me for 3 years, and in 3 years she covered about 7 years of Russian violin school and beat everybody at Crowden. That was amazing. She's also smart. Are you straight A student? You don't have grades, right?
I only have numbers.
Okay.
No, Ella didn't want to go to Crowden, right?
Huh?
Ella doesn't want to go to Crowden.
Ella?
Yeah, you know the only thing Ella liked about Crowden?
What?
Arkady.
Ah, of course. Right. Okay. Now.
Okay, she
Do
will
you-
win. She will beat the
Yeah.
Canadian girl, Ella.
The
Go.
goes a little far ahead, but we'll see what happens, right? Now, do you remember the setup, the square setup that we were talking about or not?
What?
I need you to get the violin up, and I need you to put your bow in the middle, and I need you to learn to do this quick. And let me have this violin for a second. Ooh, your setup is good. I really don't like how tall this shoulder rest is. Let me try to lower it, because what I really need, this is a big problem. I really need you to get your violin to your neck, here, right? And later we will experiment with the positioning of the chin rest and stuff, but at this point...
I'm still seeing Joan. I cannot wait. I will hold the thing on the piano until... Because
Well, she may not have
she has
a view.
4 that I can choose from.
Do you play violin?
Yes?
Oh.
I mean, not well, but I'm thinking I can bring them to you
Better.
Sunday before she
When are you
leaves.
seeing her?
Thursday.
At what time?
We didn't set up a time. First thing. If
I
you
don't
can
actually-
come, we'll go together.
I have a dress rehearsal at St. John with my Crowden group. I don't remember what time this is, but I would love to be there.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, let's text me to remind, and I will check the schedule.
She cannot do anything Wednesday because she's getting her surgery. You know, she has a vascular problem. She had this cleaned out, and
No,
so
I just finished the surgery. 5 steps. I was a soldier in Afghanistan, in Russian army, that is. And my jaw was broken in a few places, and every few years they were fixing it. But finally, they decided to just redo. So I'm like
Anyway, so it can sit on the piano, but I don't want to need it when she's gone for 2.5 months.
Okay, set up. 5 seconds, better, sooner. Okay, and make sure that I don't have anything to fix. Okay. Has she always been with Danielle or somebody else before?
I set her up,
I can see that.
and then she went to Betsy, London.
Betsy London.
And it was really good, but I felt like it was getting really sloppy, especially because she was playing a lot of B flats in this little band. And so then I took her to Danielle, who attached her index finger to the neck of the violin.
Okay.
And now everything there is like Danielle. It's not me anymore. I had her perfectly set up, excuse me. I really did.
Okay. Don't stick this finger too far up because it creates tension here and might hurt eventually. Other than that, whoever set this hand for you is good. Alright?
Ella, can you turn this way so you could see it?
Well,
I
I
can see.
need her this
Okay,
way,
go
so
that way.
maybe
I just want to see for 1 second.
I will take pictures.
Good.
So do keep your hand up with fingers above the string. You can even touch the string, but don't get stiff. Now, what I really want in here is straight here and slightly curved out. Do you see the beautiful fan behind me? I used to have a beautiful Japanese student who now owns a company in Silicon Valley. But she gave this to me and that device. Yeah.
I
touch,
tried to
don't
be
touch,
quiet, but
don't touch
her
this.
fourth finger really is a problem too.
Don't touch these 2 fingers, okay? Your elbow is a little bit too low. It's not a big problem, but I would prefer that you drop your shoulder, but keep the elbow a little bit higher. This is in a perfect shape right now, and this is beautiful. If the finger goes here, I will be barking. Right here, it's great, and thumb is beautiful. And actually, you're pretty good. Don't go too far from the violin. Support the violin here. Okay, now take it down and put it back together. Eventually your violin will need to go more on the shoulder because you're crumbling your bow arm a little bit. But don't stick that first finger out, okay? Keep the fingers always above the string and wrist straight. And yeah, perfect. That finger should be pulled back. This is definitely not Danielle's setting of this.
Well,
because
I
with
did.
Amanda, I'm still fighting, and Amanda.
No, I did. I set her up, and then Betsy let her slide, and
Okay,
Danielle.
this is good. Now, this is what I want you to do, and you can help her. Turn just a little bit. With perfectly straight bow, you hold this, and then you move her wrist a little bit, creating a passive flexibility in her right hand. Do you see? I'm not moving it up and down. I love your bones right here. They're so good. Never stick them up. Now you try to do this. Perfect. I don't want it up. See, imagine that this is a paintbrush. This is a handle and these are bristles. And we do this. And the next thing, don't roll. I don't want it to roll. I just want the wrist to move a little bit, relaxing that motion. In a perfect freedom, like painting.
Can I try it?
Yeah, see how the whole hand is flexing, but it's passive. Now we will do opposite, we'll do active. That's called caterpillar. We bring a little wrist, we bring a little hand. Wrist, hand, wrist, hand. Alright, now you will try. Stop. Bring, bring your, Looks like she's not afraid of me. I'm already disappointed. Bring your wrist to me. Now bring the bow. The other way, child. Your shoulder is going up and I don't like that. See, we bring the wrist a little bit and then this. Wrist and then this. Do you know what bunny nose is?
No.
Bunny nose. Let me show you. take your thumb and put it in the middle of your second finger. And then move that thumb, move in the middle with the fingertip, and then move it like this. So the thumb is always flexible. I have a student from Deborah Schwartz recently, she sent me. And I told him a story about Zoe Laban and how she was saying, your thumb is not breathing, your thumb needs to breathe. So breathing thumb is now his turn. Do you see this? When you go up, the thumb needs to breathe, see? Boom. Let's try it. Quick, quick, quick.
But no bananas. No banana thumbs, right?
Well, her hand is good. It's just because of the violin was a little bit forward. Her shoulder went a little bit up and elbow down because it squishes and it has to go somewhere. But that's easy to fix.
Good.
She's actually not too much in trouble, and I'm happy that she's young, so not so.
Yes,
much to
I'm
fix.
so happy. You know, it would if I didn't have this problem, it would have been another year
See this?
before we came to you. You know.
Very good. Now you do it. Don't rush. You have to, yeah, see, fingers have to bend. Bend, bunny nose. Bunny nose. Bunny nose. Try, try. The wrist goes forward. Yeah. Your thumb needs to bend when you go this way. Bunny nose. Have you ever played Collet?
Yeah.
Show me. In here. Go. Do you remember what Calais is? Let me show you. The true Calais uses only fingers. It's this.
I thought it was something.
Right. And if she would be in San Dominica and Sergey would walk in, he would grab her hand right here and says, "Move it!" He had done it to a few of my students. He learned it from Zoe actually. Zoe was mean.
The cello Sergey?
No, he played with me in quartet since
Yeah.
1973, just like that. See this? These fingers are positioned really beautifully, but they are not doing anything.
And they slip a lot too. They slip up.
Because of that, because they're tense and unflexible. That's better. Good girl. Yeah, there you go. Now, caterpillar. Wrist, caterpillar. Wrist, caterpillar. Don't rush. They need to do this. See? Bring it here, and bring it here, and bring it here. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. It will take a little while, but hopefully before I'm gone to Honolulu, I hate that trip, but I love the kids. I'm sitting.
Honolulu? Come on.
No, I'm serious. It's not like I'm going there for a vacation.
Okay,
When
yeah.
I come there, all local teachers run to sit at the lessons and bring their kids, and I can't say no.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in like bunker, like air-conditioned conservatory of University of Hawaii and freezing to death. It's really bad. But I have few days before and after on the beach. Okay, next thing. Have you played scales before?
Yes.
Have you ever played scale that is 3 octaves?
Yes.
You did. What key?
I did.
Okay, here is the scale that I typed for the crowd and kids, I don't know, 15 years ago, and since then many teachers use it. I'll explain to you what this is. This is actual scale. These are strokes. Let's have it. D major. Starts in the 3rd position with the 2nd finger. Let's go. Remember, violin touches the neck, elbow doesn't drop too low, shoulder never goes up or your neck is going to be in pain. Let's go. You're on the wrong string, child. You sure you played 3 octave scales?
You said start in 3rd position? Oh, okay. She usually starts on the open G and goes up that way.
Well, time to grow up. Go. I would like for you to go whole bone and nice and a long, beautiful sound. C sharp. And nice connect here at the throat. And we will do bunny nose right now. Good girl. And right here, bunny nose. Don't raise your shoulder or I will be barking. Second finger for the E. Good girl. Keep going. Good girl. Keep that shoulder down. Excellent. She's such a quick learner. Keep your hand above the strings. There you go. Hand above the strings. Go around. One more shift. No, one more shift. Keep your hand above. Don't rush. And extension. Good. I'm convinced. Okay. Quick study. Let's see how much of that information you can retain. Remember that bunny nose thing that we did?
Yeah.
Right. I do not want you to play in the middle or some random things. I want you to start here, go all the way to the tip, connect, bring it here and connect here, and you will never see me playing like this or like that. It looks like a Kentucky Fried Chicken. Not bad. Have you ever played strokes? I don't remember if we talked about strokes. Do you know what martelet is?
That's the only one you talked about.
Okay,
and we
good.
talked about it yesterday.
This is
a
your
tiny bit.
martelet. Okay, so I would want you to do the martelet. I want you to play this scale, single notes per bow, and I will put it in the file, hopefully, if I have time. Later, you will learn them all. Now, the next thing that I want you to do, tell me, what do you know about shifts? This is another thing that I typed many years ago, and now I see it everywhere. What do you know about shifts? Don't worry about it, it's not a test. What is a shift?
A shift is when you, for example, if you have a second finger, you'll replace it with a first finger because you're moving your hand up.
You know what's intriguing to me as for a European person?
Yeah.
She seems to be incredibly extraordinary smart, but they teach smart students to pass tests but not to think. Can you describe shift to me in one sentence? Like 5 or 6 words.
That you replace
Yeah.
one finger with
Okay, now listen carefully and try to remember. That I will not write down, although I suspect that your secretary there will write down. Shift is moving hand. You never shift finger to finger. You shift position to position by moving hand. And when you shift there, you have all the notes ready to play. If you do any motion before or after especially, it becomes endless process. There are basically 2 types of the shift. Proper shift or Russian shift.
A what?
Russian.
Russian or what?
Proper.
Proper. Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes the Russian shift is called the Heifetz shift. Have you heard this piece? It's the beginning of the Glazunov violin concerto. Now look at this. I'm going from here to here. I can shift 2 ways. Look carefully, observe, and try to describe. That's the first way. And that's the second way. Do you see the difference?
no.
Look again. Or I'm exaggerating greatly, but do you see the difference now?
Then you're using your second finger and also
I actually didn't touch anything with the second finger, but now here's the
Maybe
question.
Serve, use your
Yeah, speak.
serve right to do a ghost note before you did it.
Exactly. That is the proper shifting. Proper shifting means you always shift on the old finger into the ghost note, which marks the new position. Which in this case, Russian shift is exactly opposite. You shift on the new finger and on the new bow, and you slide in. And that's much more expressive, but we use it not too often.
That's
In
why
special
some of us
key.
are just cellists, Ella.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you know this piece of music?
I heard it on cello,
Really?
I think.
It's called The Love's Sorrow by Fritz Kreisler. What kind of shifts did I use?
I think.
Yes, I did Russian. Now look here, this is an exercise between the first and fifth position. I expect you to master it within 2 weeks and be done with it, otherwise I will be grouchy.
Okay.
It's separated in segments of 2 bars. The first bar shows you the ghost, the second the actual shift. And this is how it goes. See? It has to be mechanically correct, and then you go. No additional movement allowed. Try it. Just the first one. Violin to the neck, elbow in the position. That's good. Go. Okay. Do you hear the clicking?
Yes.
You press too hard. Look at the nail. The nail is red. Now the tip of the nail is a little white. That's enough to play violin. Now that whole thing becomes white. It's too much pressure. When you shift, you just touch. Are you ticklish? You just glide on the string. You never press. That is what creates this clicking sound. Go again. Good girl. You never stop the bow. See right there? Do you understand? Try. Elbow, violin to the neck. And every time you go down bow, you do the bunny nose. Bunny nose. Go on. Yeah, go, don't worry. Make mistakes. Right. I love that you have uncontrollable desire to vibrate. It's good that you want to be musical, but I don't want you to vibrate in shifts. Eventually, I will teach you how to use vibrato for the shifts, but not now. Understood?
Yeah.
Right. Look at this one. Which position do we go here? Quick.
I don't know.
No, I don't know is not allowed here. You have to think and miss, and then I'll correct you. Leave I don't know for ordinary Americans.
This?
Perfect. Do you understand that a little bit of thinking suddenly quits I don't know? That's why I like San Dominic. It's not allowed. They have to respond, let me think. And then they think. Ha! Wait. I'll show you what you do. You go. Do that. Not allowed to miss. I don't want you to correct mistakes. Avoid them. Good. Yeah, and then you slide down into the D from here and fix yourself in the first position. And all the notes in the position are yours. Elbow. Good. You overshot a little bit. You need to remind yourself that you're going home. First position is your home base. It's easy. Not allowed to miss anything. Okay? Alright, good. So these are your shifts. And now I have a piece for you. I want to cram everything in so you will have something to do. Now, this is a famous piece written by a great Russian violin educator. Let me mark here. Some things I will change, most of the things will stay. This sign means cut. And
Cut?
we use it. Yeah.
You mean stop?
No. We throw away a couple of variations because they're boring.
Oh, okay.
And I will not waste time playing the whole thing for you. I'll just play a little bit, and you will start learning little bits of each of the variations here. It's a concertina in the Russian style by Yanchinov. It's incredibly popular in Europe, and it's slowly taking over US. So this is how. Do you understand that I can play strong and quiet at the same time? It doesn't mean that. Okay? Alright. Start going forward. Sometimes I make students play in positions, sometimes I make them stay in the first position here, but this is flow sound. This comes to the position. I will mark it right away. You stay in the third position at number 2, and you vibrate like crazy, and you play with power. So and now, dim. Now watch me carefully. Did you see what I did?
Yeah.
See this? Do you know what harmonic is?
Yes.
Can you play for me one? Elbow. Very good. Fantastic. Now, how about this? I want you to play without fingers.
I don't know.
Play. If your bowing is perfectly controlled, you don't need the finger. Try it. Don't worry about it. Try. You almost got it, but you slowed down your bow because you're chicken. See, you went like this, right? So you have to keep on moving. Go. You will learn it. Some students say, it must be your Italian violin. Let me try it on your not Italian violin and see if I can. No problem, see? And here, you will play here. That's way too small for me. Anyway, we will talk about it. Now here, eventually in your scale you will learn the Glazunov stroke, which will be like this. See this? Bunny nose all over the place. This is very, very bunnies, yes. So here when you're gonna and on and on and on.
How many
Then
pages is it?
4. This one piano plays solo and you're going for most of the children it is very hard. Maybe
So
not
what
for you.
should she focus on between
I will
now and
explain.
Saturday?
I'll explain.
Okay.
I'm just showing her
Yeah,
what
yeah, yeah,
she's facing. Number 4 is extremely powerful. You go and on, and then it brings you to this. This will be cantabile, which means singing, and you will do this in position, and you will go like this. you understand me? And Miles likes to go faster here. And on. And that brings you to the most fun part. When you're done with this, you play these two tenuto
That was
chords.
stop.
See? And then, good children like the last page. Lazy children don't, because it goes like this. Now,
I want to like that page, and I do.
I think you will. What does più viva mean?
I don't know.
It means move it. What's accelerando el fine means? Do you know what accelerando is, child? Means go faster and faster towards the end. So this is what it sounds like. It is a great piece for the recital. It is a great piece for technique. It's a great piece to learn many, many things. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to start learning the notes at at the beginning, at number 1 and at number 2, right? I will
Wait,
also-
stop at wait.
No, you just start here and you bring me as far as you can go. You learn 2 bars, I'm happy. You learn all of them, I'm happy. Just as long as you don't play wrong, out of rhythm, out of tune, and with the fried chicken bone hold, right?
Or
You will also start learning the last page. Nice and slow. And the technology when you rapidly change strings is called barilage. You may want to remember that name, and it requires the total flexibility in the wrist and in the hand right here. Without that, the sound connection is never working. Yeah,
do it.
understood? And in the very beginning, with an ordinary student, it takes a lesson or 2 to pass the first note. Let's see how long it will take for you. Play from the first note. Now I am grumpy. I cannot be grumpy with that one. Try. Do you Oh my goodness, nobody should be hurt, although I appreciate the power. Okay, let's try again. Okay, not too bad. Something is missing still. Your first approach was in the middle, and you was scratchy and squishy, and then you decided to play it at the frog. Why? You did absolutely correct on the instinct, and now you will also know. If you play past the balance point, you have to press. If you play right here, you don't, because the gravity is on your way. See? Versus, it's tight. So I need you to put here and flex like this. Open strings, go. Frog. And raise the elbow, don't drop it. And go. Very good. Don't press, just allow the weight in. My fingers are completely limp. Very good. And now I want you to go. Very, very good. One more time. Good. Perfect. I usually have to spend long time to explain to the student that the break's supposed to happen before the balance point. You're doing it naturally. Don't change it. Do you know what balance point is? Let me show you. See, right there. This bow is a little bit bottom heavy, but you have to play somewhere within this area, the bottom of the chord, and then break it here. And you did it exactly right. Do it one more time. Very good. Now, violin to the neck, back straight, looking proud, elbow here, and bunny nose on the down bow. Boom. Otherwise your fingers will freeze. Fun, huh? Go. Now you're pressing and you're breaking past the middle. That's not good. That's it. Don't stick the shoulder up and drop the elbow down when you break. Ta-yam! Perfect. Now play for me a note C with vibrato. Not the chord, just the note C. Start right here and play with power and vibrato. That is not bad, but there's not enough power. Boom. That's the one that I want. Now add the chord. Go. Ta-dam! Where's my vibrato? Ta-dam! There you go. Don't raise the shoulder. I remember immediately. Ta-da! Go. Right. So I will need you to play the entire bow and with a huge power. And yes, I don't mind if you go from behind your head. Do you understand, child? Go. Yeah, the shoulder goes up and it shouldn't. Go again. The sound is good there. Go. Forgetful one. Go all the way from the air. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Go. Yes, vibrate and keep going. Why are you stopping? Good. And lift and go on. Wait a minute. Are you telling me you've never played this piece? Yeah. This is
She
good.
heard you play it though.
Yeah, well, you know. Not bad. Give me 5.
Yeah.
I changed my mind. You can learn the whole piece if you want to, but try to avoid mistakes. If in doubt, take a quick video or text me and I will respond. Okay? I didn't expect. It's been many years since I've seen somebody to read the beginning so fast, so well. Every note with vibrato, every note with an accent. Now, remember what I did here? Remember I explained to you the martello? Tiny hammers right here. I want you to play small bow at the tip and I want you to play...
Is it marked there
It's
somehow?
all marked
Okay.
here. I want you to play incredibly strong but very far away. Into the core of the sound. Stop. Your neck goes like this. No. Neck doesn't play violin. Only fingers do. Bite and release. Bite and release. Go. Good. Perfect. Vibrate every note. Grow. More bow. More. Oh, wait. The quarters are not the same as half notes. Go overboard. You have a Russian teacher now. You have excuse. Go. Drop the shoulder, violin to the neck, elbow, bunny nose, move. Just from here. That one you did good. Wait a second. This is a tissless. powerful sound. Wait a minute. There is a difference between power and violence. Okay? Powerful but elegant. Go. She gets it. Except, I sound like this. And you sound... There's something missing. Go. Good girl. Don't relax your neck. You sound great, but you're tense like this. Right? Alright. Jump here and go. Go. Float it. Start down. No. No, that meant that I'm so silly. I wanted to mark it that you have to practice it. I didn't mean the elbow. Here. You're already singing it. Let's play together. Ready? And now I know her expression. She does this. Float the bow, trust the stick, as my father would say. Just the weight of the bow and just draw it. Go. Good girl. It's okay. So that's the idea. And you see it goes crescendo, which means gets louder, right? You move the bow more and you keep it on the string. You don't let the bow to go into this. Okay? Alright, good. This one you will figure it out yourself. Now let's focus for a few minutes on the last page. Yay, she likes that. I want you to do this for me. Watch carefully. Ah, that's so constipated. Come on, move. Go. Yes, and I like how you just cloned my flexible hand, but did I play like this? I couldn't because I would be like a baby dinosaur. Let's go. Oh, I'm an old dinosaur. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. I also didn't do this. My flexibility helps the bow to stay straight, not to destroy that. Go. Good. 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 Now let's see if you could read the notes. Good. Wait a second. We fixed a good bow, and now lazy sausages are ruining good bow for us. Move. Go. Get off the fingerboard. There is no power there. Go. Yes. Okay, good. Now you're playing for me like that. Look at my bowing. Look here. You play it. Fluid, but not overdone. I'm not going all over the place. Just so the bow goes perfectly straight. Go. Too much. Too much. You know, 2 pluses in violin equals minus, unlike mathematics. Let's go. Elbow up. Go. Better. Less bow for the piano. No. Do you see the zeros? I want you to change the string. See? That's hard. Good. That's good. And she's doing the thing. Good. Do it again. Don't worry about your sight reading. Good. Yes, this one will be with the 4th finger, and then you have a crescendo with dashes. How do you do this? 5 seconds. What do you do here? Yes. Give me the idea. And then you get bigger, of course. See, if you think for a second, the answers come to you. See? Go. Engage. Go. Not bad, but you pressed instead of using the good idea. See, you have to bring yourself here. Power, go. Power with elegance and relaxation, go. Yeah, you see, you sound scratchy because you didn't use the gravity, you used pressure. You have to go. And on and on and on and on. Now, let's jump here. This one I will explain to you later because you won't be able to learn it and you will suffer. So I'll let you suffer. See this? Russian kids have advantage because this is exact quote of the folk song that everybody knows. Do you understand? This is your technology. You're drawing an infinity sign with your hand. Try it. Go right here. Good. Now, every time you go down, your fingers do this, the bunny nose. Watch. See? I need you to do this, but also this when necessary. This way and that way. So it goes that flexibility all over the place, like a ballet. Go. A little silly, but better. Now, let's go here. What stroke do you think we use for this? It's called détaché. Remember that word. Put the violin down for a second. You're doing great and you're almost done. No, yeah, that would be fine. Now, roll your sleeve up. The other one. Put your hand on and rub it. See, it's all coming from the elbow. That is your détaché. And I want to hear the noise. But your thumb is free. This is exactly what I'm doing here. My hand is free, relaxed, and everything comes from the elbow. Get the violin. Let's read. You put the bow at about balance point a little bit more, so you close the elbow, and you have to open the elbow and close it again, just like when you were rubbing your forearm. My friend Michael Strauss from Oberlin says, Eugene, put some sunscreen. We worked in Hawaii too many times together. Just sunscreen yourself. And good. Bunny nose on every down bow and stay heavy. Heavy! Stop. This is called the donkey stroke. You play for me. No, it's supposed to stay heavy both ways. Go. Now let's read. Let's read. Ready? And amazing reading. Amazing. Can you play a little faster? Let's try it. So, sound ready and it's okay. Can you play for me this? It's hard, but not for you, right? Go. Go. Good girl. Now, stop. Remember remember, accelerando al fine means rush to the end. I don't want you to rush past this point because naturally, see those signs? What do they mean? Do you see, like this one comes on every quarter beat. This one's come on every eighth note. Look what it does to the music. It feels naturally faster. You don't need to rush anymore. Try with the accents. Try to play cool. This is the place where it just kills the audience. Let's go. I don't want you to play with pressure. I want you to play with weight. I want you to unleash from your back all the way into the string. Heavy. Okay, look. See this lady? Her name is Chi-Young Kim. She's one of the finest violinists alive. And she was working with one of my students, and she said, never practice fast music with the bow that is too big. You won't be able to play it fast. Watch me. If I played, I would have to... Do you understand? Doesn't work that way. So go on. And see, I'm chilled, I'm cool, heavy and relaxed. Go. Catch the gravity and put it into the string. Go. Yeah! Paya, 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 paya. Go, 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 go. Yeah. Yeah, and that's fine. Nobody went that far on the first lesson. That's the first time in my life. Now here, sforzando, I want you to do with the left hand. Do you know how? Like the... You vibrate splash of the vibrato here. It will be fast, it will... But for now... Go. G sharp. And now slower. You know what? Since you're that strong, sometimes I change that note into a little funner. Let's not play A, but play C sharp. So we go 1, 0, and then 0, 3. Oh, that will sound like this. Look, with this, you have to unleash the weight, not the pressure. Go. Oh, thank you so much. Most of the kids do this. I hate that. It's such a cheap, low-class effect to express yourself. And you did beautifully. You were... Yeah! But do you understand? All right, now. I'm pretty sure that all the notes were taken in.
I think so too, except for one really important detail.
Which is?
Oh, I think Mommy's gonna need Sean to make sure.
Okay, now, look here. In red, we're gonna spend a few minutes, and then I will fly to San Dominican. In red are your problems that you need to fix over time, sooner, better. Number 1, violin, the neck. Do you understand? Number 2, elbow.
Elbow is higher.
Elbow up, shoulder down. You don't have a huge problem, but sometimes you still do that, and that's because of the old violin position here.
Are you happy with this chin rest? We have one of those sponge things.
We'll experiment. So far, it doesn't bother me, and I will try to maybe move it across here. If not, we'll
I meant the shoulder rest. I'm sorry.
Shoulder
I have
rest
a
is
sponge
better.
that is
No,
a little.
shoulder rest is better, and I lowered it, and she seems to be doing fine.
Okay.
So this is good, right?
Yeah, and I was doing the opposite of it.
Right. So, these are your reds so far. Now, I will need scale. Now, what I need with the scale? I need you, you play hobo. 1 MPB. What is MPB?
I don't know.
Note per bow. So single notes, slow, using the frog to the tip, right? Every time at the frog, you do what?
Bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny nose.
Bunny nose, good.
We have 2 bunnies.
Martele. Wow. You practice Martele for me, and that will do for the scale. For now, I will add more strokes later. Your next thing is shifts.
Yeah.
Proper shift. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Proper.
Russian?
No Russian.
No Russian.
G-string. No shifting note to note. Do you understand what that means? You have to do position to position. Okay? You pretty much sight-read my crowd and scale, climbing into which position? Think.
What? I don't know your question.
The G major scale.
No, you played the D major scale, 3 octaves. Which position did you go to? You
3rd.
started at the 3rd and then you made 3 shifts. Where did it take you?
6th.
You wish. It took you all the way to the 10th. You went into the 9th and extended yourself into the 10th. Remember to go around. Go around and above the violin. Okay? Now, song. And here is something that I do with my students very often. You need to learn as much as you wish. No limits. But I also write here what you remember. I want you to look at the music. I want you to relive the lesson and type a couple of sentences. I don't need an essay. Just a couple of sentences here of what you remember that I was telling you. Let's see what you could retain in
Oh, I see. It's a Google Doc, so you can see it whenever you look at it.
anytime.
Perf, what a good idea.
Oh, I teach in Santa Monica. They don't use paper. They hand to each student the latest iPad, and it's all on the network with their teachers.
It's great.
Yep.
Well, plus then mommy can look at it. Anybody can.
Absolutely. So let me share it with you, and you will make it available
Yeah, we'll
to
figure
her.
it
My
out.
email.
Oh, you have email. Do you know your email?
It's on the paper we gave you.
Okay. Well, my goodness, it's so long. Ella May Packer. Is May your middle name?
Yes.
Cool. I used to have a student May. How do you spell your last name?
PACKER.
At?
Yeah.
At what?
At
Gmail.
gmail.com.
Oh, no, it says Comcast.
No, that's
No.
my
Oh, Gmail,
mom's.
perfect. Gmail is perfect.
I'm Comcast. She's Gmail.
Okay, here we go. And you are allowed to edit. Don't delete my notes, but you can add whatever you want to it. Understood?
So I don't delete the notes, but
You
I
don't
add
de-
on to it.
Right, if necessary. And this, now, do you have any questions for me? And here I need to add still the setup.
So we have Saturday at 12:30. Do you want to
Yeah.
do a couple extra for the next few weeks, or you want to try just once a week?
Let's talk on Saturday of what we can do.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
Then
don't
I
give
will-
away this Sunday then, if we're gonna maybe try. Then
Yeah.
we'd be away for a week.
Where are you going?
To my mother's 70th high school
Wow.
reunion in the Panhandle of Texas,
Wow.
near Amarillo.
Oh my God. Well,
I haven't
One of
been
my-
there since I was, 15.
one of my absolutely best students. Let me show you. It's funny.
And I'm gonna try really hard not to come home with a horse. Or a tractor.
Look at this cases. Those are my San Dominica VPs. They stole my phone and took a picture of themselves. This one, it was like 15 years ago. This one now lives in New York and plays with the symphony. This one lives close to New York and works in a special clinic. She studied neuroscience.
Can
and
you change it?
I don't want to. And this one graduated yesterday, getting her master's in music from SMU in Dallas.
Oh.
That reminded me of Texas.
Oh, you want to be on there, Ella? You have to find out
Yeah.
how you get on there.
See? She texted me that
Aww.
yesterday. She's fantastic violinist. She
I'm
plays
pretty much as
audition for LA Phil in a couple of months.
I'm pretty much as
Ella, I have to fly to San Dominica. I start my lessons there in an hour. This is your music.
Thank you, thank you.
You are so welcome.
This is so cool. Plus, I cannot believe all the little connections. It's amazing. Especially
That is true,
the
but
Should I
horse.
stop?
I mean, that's like the icing on the
Should I-
cake.
I
Should I
have
stop?
a feeling that she will learn this